Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Tosho Vibes, and I dive deep into the world of mindset, psychology, and personal growth to help you unlock your full potential. Today, we're tackling something that's running your life right now, whether you know it or not, your subconscious mind. Right now, as you watch this video, your subconscious mind is secretly running your life, deciding how much money you make, how confident you feel, even the habits you can't break. The scary part, you don't even realize it. It's like an invisible force pulling the strings behind the scenes, influencing every decision, every emotion, and every outcome in your day-to-day existence. Your subconscious is the hidden director of your life. The twist, most of us never even meet the director. We go through our days on autopilot, letting this powerful part of our mind dictate our paths, without ever questioning or understanding it. You brush your teeth without thinking, drive home on autopilot, or open the fridge 5 times hoping for new snacks. If your subconscious was a phone app, most of us are stuck on a buggy, outdated version from 1995, full of glitches, outdated code and running programs we didn't even install ourselves. But here's the good news. Today, we're diving into how your subconscious works, and we're going deeper than a quick summary. In this video deep dive, we're unpacking the psychology of your subconscious mind, drawing heavily from Joseph Murphy's timeless classic, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, along with insights from modern psychology like Daniel Kahneman's Thinking, Fast and Slow. We'll explore how it quietly shapes your habits, decisions, and even your happiness. I'll share not just 3 actionable tips you can use right now, but we'll expand on them with real-world examples, scientific studies, personal stories, including one where my subconscious completely exposed me in a humiliating way, and even some historical anecdotes to make this stick. Stick around because we'll also explore fascinating experiments, showing how your subconscious tricks you into making choices you regret, plus a bonus section on how marketers hack it to make you buy stuff you don't need, like that $5 candle you grabbed at Target on a whim. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to reprogram your subconscious for success, abundance, and joy. If that sounds like something you need, smash that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't, and let's jump in. Understanding the subconscious mind. First things first, let's lay the foundation. What exactly is the subconscious mind? According to Joseph Murphy, a pioneer in the field of subconscious psychology, your subconscious is like the vast ocean beneath the surface of your conscious thoughts. Your conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg, the part that thinks, analyzes, and makes deliberate decisions. But the subconscious? That's the massive hidden part that stores all your beliefs, memories, habits, and automatic responses. It's always on, processing millions of bits of information per second, while your conscious mind can only handle about 40. Murphy explains in his book that the subconscious doesn't judge or reason. It simply accepts whatever you feed it as truth. It's impartial, like a faithful servant that carries out orders without question. If you feed it fear, doubt, and negativity, it will manifest those in your life. But if you plant seeds of positivity, confidence, and success, it will work tirelessly to make those a reality. To give you a sense of its power, consider this. Studies in neuroscience, like those from the University of California, show that up to 95% of our daily actions are driven by the subconscious. That's right, only 5% is conscious choice. So when you reach for that extra cookie without thinking, or snap at a loved one after a bad day, that's your subconscious at work, running on ingrained patterns formed from childhood experiences, societal influences, and repeated thoughts. Now, before we get into the tips, let me share a quick history lesson to set the stage. The concept of the subconscious isn't new. It dates back to thinkers like Sigmund Freud, who called it the unconscious and saw it as a repository for repressed desires. But Joseph Murphy took it further in the 1960s, blending psychology with spirituality to show how we can harness it for practical results. His book has sold millions because it demystifies this hidden force and gives everyday people tools to control it. All right, enough intro, let's get to the meat. We'll cover 3 main tips, but I'll expand each one with explanations, examples, studies, and exercises so you can apply them immediately. And remember, this is a long video, so grab a notebook, pause if you need to reflect, and let's transform your mind together. Tip number 1, your thoughts are seeds. This comes straight from Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. He says repeated thoughts act like seeds in the subconscious. Just as a gardener plants seeds in fertile soil and watches them grow, your subconscious is the soil where your thoughts take root and flourish. whether they're good or bad. The key here is that your subconscious accepts all thoughts without filtering. It doesn't distinguish between, I want this and I fear this. Negative thoughts breed weeds that choke out your potential. Positive ones build strong roots that support a thriving life. Let me illustrate with a personal story. Before my first big presentation in front of a room full of executives, I was pitching a new project idea. I kept repeating to myself, don't mess up. Don't mess up. I thought I was preparing myself, but guess what? My subconscious heard only mess up. It ignored the don't, because negatives don't register as strongly. And sure enough, I completely blanked out midway through. My notes looked like gibberish, my voice cracked, and I had to improvise the rest. It was embarrassing, and it taught me a hard lesson. What you focus on expands. This isn't just anecdotal. Look at the placebo effect, one of the most studied phenomena in medicine. In clinical trials, patients who believe sugar pills are real medicine often get better, sometimes dramatically. Why? Because their subconscious belief drives real physiological changes, like reduced pain or faster healing. A famous study from Harvard in the 1950s showed that patients with angina who underwent a sham surgery, where doctors just made an incision but did nothing else, reported significant improvement, all because they believed it worked. Another example, in sports psychology, athletes who repeatedly affirm positive outcomes perform better. Take Jim Carrey's story. He wrote himself a $10 million check for acting services rendered and visualized cashing it. Years later, he landed Dumb and Dumber for exactly that amount. Coincidence? Murphy would say no. It's the subconscious manifesting repeated beliefs. So how do you apply this? Switch to positive affirmations. Instead of, I hope I don't fail, try, I am capable and prepared. Say it daily, with emotion, like you mean it. It's like training a dog. If you keep saying, don't bark, the dog's gonna bark. You have to teach it what to do, not what not to do. Let's expand this tip with a quick exercise. Pause the video now and write down 3 negative thoughts you catch yourself repeating, like I'm bad with money, or I always procrastinate. Now, flip them. I am smart with my finances, or I take action effortlessly. Repeat these new ones morning and night for a week, and notice the shifts. But wait, there's more depth here. Murphy talks about the law of belief. Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. This ties into quantum physics concepts like observer effect, where your expectations influence outcomes. Studies from the Max Planck Institute show that focused intention can even affect random number generators, subtle, but it hints at the mind's power over matter. Don't just parrot affirmations without belief. If you say, I'm a millionaire while feeling broke, your subconscious senses the disconnect and rejects it. Start small with believable statements and build up. Moving on to tip number 2, habits are autopilot. This draws from Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow, where he describes System 1, your subconscious, fast, intuitive, and System 2, conscious, slow, analytical. System 1 runs 95% of your actions to save energy, turning repeated behaviors into effortless shortcuts. Most daily actions are subconscious. Brushing teeth, checking phone notifications, or saying in conversations. Your brain loves conserving energy, so it automates as much as possible. That's why changing habits feels so hard. You're fighting against a well-oiled machine. I once drove halfway to my old office on a Saturday morning when I was supposed to be heading to the gym. That's how strong subconscious habits are. My brain was like, relax, I got this, even though it had no idea where I was actually going. I snapped out of it only when I saw the office building and realized I'd wasted 20 minutes. It was a wake-up call to how much of my life was on repeat. Let's back this with science. The famous Pepsi challenge from the 1970s had blind taste tests, where people preferred Pepsi, but when labels were shown, they chose Coke. Why? Subconscious branding associations. Coke's ads had wired loyalty into their minds, overriding taste. Another study, Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit, explains the habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. Your subconscious craves that dopamine hit from rewards, like the buzz from a social media, like keeping you scrolling endlessly. If you've ever found yourself with a bag of chips that's suddenly empty and thought, who ate all this? Congrats, your subconscious ate it on autopilot. Seeking comfort without conscious input. Audit one habit. Pick something like stress leading to scrolling. Replace it with a quick walk or breathing exercise. Use the if-then planning. If I feel stressed, then I take 3 deep breaths. Over time, this rewires System 1. Let's go deeper. Kahneman's work on cognitive biases shows how subconscious shortcuts lead to errors. For instance, the availability heuristic. You overestimate risks based on recent memories, like fearing plane crashes after hearing news, even though stats say driving is riskier. Benjamin Franklin used habit tracking to build virtues like temperance and order. He journaled daily, reprogramming his subconscious through repetition. Methods still used in apps like Habitica today. Exercise. List 5 autopilot habits. Rate them positive or negative. For negatives, brainstorm cues and replacements. Try it for 21 days, the average time to form a habit, per University College London research. One more layer, neuroplasticity. Your brain's pathways strengthen with use. fMRI scans show that consistent new behaviors create new neural roads, making good habits as automatic as bad ones once were. Transition, brainwaves, imagination visuals. Tip number 3, visualization rewires reality. Combining Murphy's teachings with neuroscience, the brain can't distinguish imagination from reality. Visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual experience. For instance, Michael Phelps visualized races so vividly that when his goggles filled with water during the 2008 Olympics, he still won because he'd swum it in his head thousands of times, counting strokes subconsciously. My own story, I used to panic before presentations, heart racing, palms sweaty. Then I started visualizing myself walking on stage calmly, breathing deeply, speaking clearly, audience nodding. It felt silly at first, like playing pretend, but after weeks my anxiety dropped. My subconscious thought, oh, this is normal now. In my next talk, I nailed it. Flow state achieved. Science backs this. A study in neuropsychology had participants visualize playing piano. Their brain's motor areas lit up as if they were actually playing, improving skills without touch. Another from Cleveland Clinic, basketball players who visualized free throws improved almost as much as those who practiced physically. Murphy calls this mental movie technique. Script your success in detail. With senses involved, see the colors, hear the applause, feel the confidence. Apply it. Spend 2-3 minutes daily, imagining success in specific scenarios, a job interview, workout, tough conversation. Be vivid. What are you wearing? Who's there? How do you feel? Warning, don't visualize winning the lottery. It won't book your Bali trip without action. Pair visualization with effort. It's a booster, not a magic wand. Deeper dive, mirror neurons. When you visualize, these fire as if observing yourself succeed, reinforcing belief. Italian researchers discovered them in the 1990s, explaining why watching sports makes your heart race. Historical, Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, interviewed tycoons like Andrew Carnegie, finding visualization a common thread. They saw success before it happened. Exercise. Close your eyes now. Visualize a goal for 60 seconds. Note emotions. Do this daily. Track progress in a journal. The biggest lesson. Now the biggest lesson from all this, your mind is a garden. As Murphy says, negative thoughts grow weeds. Positive ones yield roses. Tend it carefully, pull weeds, limiting beliefs, and plant flowers, empowering ones. He also talks about the miracle working power. Repeated beliefs shape reality. It's not woo-woo. It's psychology meets quantum potential. And don't forget, sleep in the subconscious. Affirmations before bed program your mind deeply as the subconscious processes during sleep. Try it. Whisper positives as you drift off. Tying back to Kahneman, System 1 versus System 2, subconscious. System 1 handles most for efficiency, but it's prone to biases like the anchoring effect first. Impressions bias judgments. If a product is priced high initially, even a discount feels like a deal. Tip number 3, visualization rewires reality. Combining Murphy's teachings with neuroscience, the brain can't distinguish imagination from reality. Visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual experience. For instance, Michael Phelps visualized races so vividly that when his goggles filled with water during the 2008 Olympics, he still won because he'd swum it in his head thousands of times, counting strokes subconsciously. My own story, I used to panic before presentations, heart racing, palms sweaty. Then I started visualizing myself walking on stage calmly, breathing deeply, speaking clearly, Audience nodding. It felt silly at first, like playing pretend. But after weeks, my anxiety dropped. My subconscious thought, oh, this is normal now. In my next talk, I nailed it. Flow state achieved. Science backs this. A study in neuropsychology had participants visualize playing piano. Their brain's motor areas lit up as if they were actually playing, improving skills without touch. Another from Cleveland Clinic, basketball players who visualized free throws improved almost as much as those who practiced physically. Murphy calls this mental movie technique. Script your success in detail. With senses involved, see the colors. Hear the applause, feel the confidence. Apply it. Spend 2-3 minutes daily, imagining success in specific scenarios, a job interview, workout, tough conversation. Be vivid. What are you wearing? Who's there? How do you feel? Warning, don't visualize winning the lottery. It won't book your Bali trip without action. Pair visualization with effort. It's a booster, not a magic wand. Deeper dive, mirror neurons. When you visualize, these fire as if observing yourself succeed, reinforcing belief. Italian researchers discovered them in the 1990s, explaining why watching sports makes your heart race. Historical, Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, interviewed tycoons like Andrew Carnegie, finding visualization a common thread. They saw success before it happened. Exercise. Close your eyes now. Visualize a goal for 60 seconds. Note emotions. Do this daily. Track progress in a journal. The biggest lesson. Now the biggest lesson from all this, your mind is a garden. As Murphy says, negative thoughts grow weeds. Positive ones yield roses. Tend it carefully, pull weeds. Limiting beliefs, and plant flowers, empowering ones. He also talks about the miracle working power. Repeated beliefs shape reality. It's not woo-woo. It's psychology meets quantum potential. And don't forget, sleep in the subconscious. Affirmations before bed program your mind deeply as the subconscious processes during sleep. Try it. Whisper positives as you drift off. Tying back to Kahneman, System 1 versus System 2, subconscious. System 1 handles most for efficiency, but it's prone to biases like the anchoring effect first. Impressions bias judgments. If a product is priced high initially, even a discount feels like a deal. Bonus section, how marketers hack your subconscious. As promised, the bonus, how marketers hack your subconscious. Companies use color, music, and placement to trigger decisions. Supermarkets put candy at checkout because you're fatigued. System 1 takes over, impulse buy. Red stimulates appetite, think McDonald's. Blue builds trust, Facebook. Personal story, I went to Target for toothpaste. Came out with a candle, socks, and a random kitchen gadget. Subconscious hijacked by end cap displays and scents. Subliminal messaging, though banned in ads. Subtle cues like Apple's minimalist design evoke innovation subconsciously. Studies. A Cornell study showed that playing French music in stores increased French wine sales. Subconscious association. Lesson. Awareness is key. Next time pause and ask, do I need this? Or shop with a list to engage System 2. More examples. Amazon's one-click buy exploits habit loops. Social proof. Reviews trigger everyone's doing it. Subconscious urge. Edward Bernays, Freud's nephew, used subconscious tactics to make smoking torches of freedom for women in the 1920s. To resist, mindfulness meditation strengthens System 2 oversight. Apps like Forest block distractions. Your subconscious isn't your enemy. It's like a loyal but clueless assistant. If you give it bad instructions, it'll follow them faithfully. But if you feed it the right ones, through thoughts as seeds, habit audits, and visualization, it will transform your life in ways that feel almost magical. We covered a ton, the subconscious basics, 3 expanded tips with stories and science, biggest lessons and marketer hacks. Key takeaway, you have the power to direct the director. If this video helped you peek behind the curtain of your subconscious, hit that subscribe button. Every week, I share practical tips on mindset, psychology, and personal growth to upgrade your head's operating system. I'd love to hear from you. What's one subconscious habit you've noticed? Drop it in the comments. I might feature it in a future video. Like, share with someone who needs this, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching this deep dive. See you next time.